Army splashy. Jungkook is outspoken about his closeness with Jimin. The latest news that made the army back in an uproar came from BTS's Jungkook. In an interview and a brief moment that fans managed to record, Jungkook was finally blunt about his closeness with Jimin. As it became known, the relationship of the two for many years has always been in the spotlight of the public. Not only because they are both Magne line BTS, but also because of the sincere and emotional interactions that often make fans feel touched. Jungkook, who is usually known to be more reserved and rarely speaks at length about his personal feelings, this time made many people shocked by his honest confession. He said that Jimin is not just a colleague or friend, except for the one who is always present as a support in his life. "I feel like Jimin is like a light," Jungkook said in an emotional tone. "When I feel down or in doubt, he's always there to remind me that I'm not alone." The statement immediately became a highlight because so far many armies have suspected a special bond between the two, but it's rare to hear Jungkook talk about it so straightforwardly. According to him, being together with Jimin has taught him many things, ranging from patience, warmth, to how to look at the world more positively. Jungkook even mentioned that small moments with Jimin often became an encouragement for him to continue to survive the rigors of the entertainment world. The army's reaction on social media was immediate. Hashtags related to Jungkook and Jimin are trending on various platforms. Many fans admitted that they were touched, even shed tears when reading or hearing Jungkook's statement directly. Not a few also mentioned that Jungkook's honesty this time became one of the most honest and sincere moments he had ever revealed to the public. What makes it even more exciting, Jungkook doesn't just stop there. He added, "I know a lot of people have always been concerned about our relationship, but for me the most important thing is how calm I feel when Jimin is around. He's not just a friend, he's my family." Those words made a lot of ARMY feel that Jimin and Jungkook's relationship was indeed much deeper than just a casual friendship. The emotional bond that has been established for more than a decade makes the two understand each other even without words. After Jungkook's outspoken confession became widespread, many fans wondered what Jimin's reaction would be. It didn't take long. Jimin finally opened his voice on a different occasion. With an expression that looks emotional, Jimin admitted that he was surprised and touched to hear Jungkook's words. For him, Jungkook's honest speech was not just a public expression, but rather a reflection of the bond they have long established since the beginning of BTS's journey. Jimin, with a trembling voice, said that he felt the same. "I can't imagine going through all this without Jungkook. He may look strong in front of everyone, but I know very well how he struggles. I'm proud of him," Jimin said, lowering his head, as if holding back tears. The remark made the atmosphere even more emotional, especially when fans realized how sincere the bond between the two was. Jimin even mentioned that he often felt Jungkook was like a brother and friend who he could always rely on. "Sometimes he calms me down when I'm tired. He has his own way of making me laugh, even in the toughest times," Jimin added. This statement instantly made the ARMY even more convinced that their closeness was not just a coincidence seen on camera, but it was born from a sincere relationship behind the scenes. The Korean media has been talking a lot about both. Several articles highlight how Jungkook and Jimin dared to reveal their emotional sides, which is rarely done by idols with status as big as BTS. Industry observers have cited this as one strong example that BTS has always performed with an authenticity that sets them apart from many other groups. On the other hand, the ARMY filled social media with various forms of support. Some make compilation videos of Jimin and Jungkook's sweet moments throughout their careers. Others write long messages full of emotion. In fact, some fans claim to feel the same emotional bond, as if the story of the two is a reminder that true friendship can withstand various tests. This moment is considered one of the most important parts in BTS's friendship narrative. Jimin and Jungkook managed to show that behind global popularity, there is still a warm, sincere, and inspiring human bond. After the emotional moment was released to the public, many were curious about what really happened behind the stage between Jimin and Jungkook. Some of the staff at the location told that after the event was over, Jimin immediately approached Jungkook in the break room. Without saying a word, Jimin hugged Jungkook tightly, as if he wanted to convey gratitude that could not be expressed in words. Jungkook, who initially looked surprised, finally returned the hug. His face was reddened, even his eyes looked teary. Don't cry," Jungkook said quietly as he patted Jimin's back. But even that simple sentence made Jimin even more sobbing. "I'm just thankful you're always there," Jimin replied softly. The staff who witnessed the moment said that the atmosphere of the break room was silent for a few seconds because the aura of Haru was so strong between the two. Afterwards, Jungkook tried to break the atmosphere with a joke. He mimicked the expression of Jimin, who was crying, while saying, "If you keep crying, how can I be strong?" The joke made Jimin smile a little in the middle of his crying, but after that short joke, the two sat side by side. Jimin looked at Jungkook for a long time, then said, "You have no idea how precious your words are to me." Jungkook only nodded slowly, visibly trying to contain his own emotions. Although he is known as a cheerful figure, there are certain moments where Jungkook is also very sensitive, especially if it has to do with his relationship with Jimin. What makes this moment even more touching is when Jungkook promises again, this time in a more personal and intimate tone. "Hyung, I promise I will stay by your side. Whether we're on stage, backstage, or even later after all this is over. I'm not leaving." The sentence made Jimin speechless, then finally smiled with his eyes still wet. A few minutes after that, the staff called the atmosphere began to get warmer. Jimin and Jungkook were seen joking around while drinking water, as if trying to erase the traces of sadness that had enveloped them. But it is clear that the emotional moment strengthened their bond, not just as group mates, but also as two people who need each other. In fact, rumors circulated that after returning home from the event, the two chose to have dinner together in a small restaurant, away from the public spotlight. It was there, according to eyewitnesses, that the two were again seen talking for a long time with serious expressions, then laugh like two old friends who never run out of stories. Jimin and Jungkook's warm moment together once again proves how strong their bond is. It goes far beyond just group peer relationships. What looks simple, a hug, a promise, and a meaningful look, it turned out to be a reminder to many that true friendship always gives strength in the most fragile moment. ARMY who witnessed and heard this story also felt touched, as if they could feel the weight lifted from Jimin's heart thanks to Jungkook's support. No wonder their interaction this time left a deep impression, not just as entertainment, but also as an inspiration about the meaning of the presence of someone who is always by our side. With their honesty, Jimin and Jungkook managed to make the world believe that even the slightest emotional support can be a secret weapon that keeps a person strong. Now, many are looking forward to their next steps, both on stage and behind the scenes, with the belief that no matter what happens, the two will continue to walk side by side. For the ARMY, this is a story that will always be remembered. When two hearts support each other, the world goes silent and learns about the meaning of true friendship.